If you think becoming a billionaire is all about luck or timing, you're missing a massive part of the story. Sure, some of these tech giants got in early, but let's be real. If timing were all it took, there would be a lot more than a handful of names at the top. You want to know how Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and others really built their empires? It's not a coincidence. It's a carefully crafted strategy. Imagine waking up in a world where you're not just competing with other companies, but with the very fabric of society itself. These billionaires didn't just create businesses, they transformed the way people live. Take Bezos, for example. He didn't just want to sell books, he wanted to revolutionize how we buy anything and everything. But that's the easy story, the one they want you to believe. Here's the truth. What Bezos built wasn't about books, it was about everything else. And that's the real lesson here. We all know the Amazon story. He started in a garage, a story we've heard a million times. But what they don't tell you? Bezos wasn't just trying to build a bookstore. He was trying to create the infrastructure for a whole new kind of world. The goal wasn't just e-commerce. It was to own the entire supply chain. So while the world was obsessed with shipping books, Bezos was quietly turning Amazon into the infrastructure that would power almost every single online retailer. And no one saw it coming. But here's the kicker. It wasn't just Amazon that was changing the game. Look at Elon Musk. Most people think Tesla was all about making electric cars cool. That's a cute story. But Elon's real play wasn't just about the car. It was about disrupting an entire industry that's been the same for over a century. It's about making electric vehicles mainstream. And trust me, the strategy wasn't just about designing a car. It was about making the world believe that the future of transportation wasn't just electric, it was inevitable. Part 2. The risks and failures they don't talk about. But we're not talking about a smooth ride here. Building these tech empires wasn't about sitting back and watching the money roll in. These guys risked everything. Bezos spent almost every penny of Amazon's early days investing back into the company, convincing investors, and keeping the company alive. In the early years, he wasn't sitting in a luxury office sipping coffee. He was sleeping on the floor of the office, making cold calls and asking for more money, praying that the next round of funding would buy him just a little more time. Musk's journey wasn't any easier. He invested every penny of his PayPal earnings into Tesla and SpaceX, even when both companies were on the verge of collapse. The guy literally slept in his office and went days without eating just to keep his companies afloat. Imagine being in that position. Your dream is on the line, but the world around you is telling you you're crazy. Yet, he kept pushing forward. The idea of failure didn't exist. Every obstacle? Just another challenge to break through. It's like watching someone juggle knives while shouting, "Trust me, I've got this." But let's not sugarcoat things. Failure was always lurking. For every risky bet that paid off, there were multiple others that almost destroyed them. Bezos faced moments where Amazon could have gone under. Musk had to deal with crashes, both literal and metaphorical. Tesla almost went bankrupt, and the idea of electric cars didn't exactly have the world's confidence. Here's the dirty secret. These billionaires don't just succeed because they're smart or lucky. They succeed because they understand one key thing. They don't play it safe. Safe doesn't create billion-dollar ideas. Risk does. They gambled big, and they knew when to double down, even when the odds were against them. Part 3. The long-term impact and lessons. Now, we're talking about the aftermath. You see, the business world loves a good success story, but what they don't talk about is the long-term impact. When Musk made Tesla, he wasn't just creating a car company, he was changing the entire automotive industry. The ripple effects of that decision are still shaping the world today. The market for electric vehicles didn't exist before him. He created it. And by doing that, he forced the entire industry to rethink its future. But the real impact? It's not just in the cars or the rockets or the warehouses. It's in the way they've changed the game. The way we think about business, the way we think about innovation, and the way we think about what's possible. These billionaires didn't just get lucky, they saw what wasn't there and made it happen. They took risks, bet on themselves, and, more importantly, understood that failure was just part of the process. The takeaway here is simple. No one is born a billionaire. You don't get there by playing it safe. It's the risks you take, the sacrifices, the failures, the challenges that shape your future. So, if you're sitting there wondering how to get to the top, take a page out of Musk and Bezos' playbook. Think big, take risks, and never stop pushing forward. And if you think this story is wild, wait until you hear the next one. Because when you're talking about building empires, the craziest ideas haven't even happened yet.